Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode of Stellaris with the Roman Empire, and we're doing pretty well. We've managed to jump ourselves up to second place in the rankings, only behind the Lippian Blessed Covenant. Problem is, however, we still have 90 years left before the game ends, at most, and of course we could have some very nasty people coming out of a portal at some point soon. We need to get ourselves ready for that. The fallen empires, even the awakened ones, have fallen behind us, although a lot of our score comes from the fact we're finally back as part of our federation again, with the Gagassians and with the Newtans there. So our allies are doing pretty well as well. As you can see, we are now coloured up with our friends again. And we're doing pretty well, but I feel like we've got a lot of things to work on. We've lost a lot of our naval capacity. 30% of it goes to our federation, which is useful because everyone contributes. All of the different vassals within that place will contribute to it. But my problem is, it might be crippling us a little bit too much. We'll have to see. Down here, we're going to build some anchorages because I feel like we need the extra. We need the extra naval capacity, so we're going to keep upgrading these places. You guys already have an anchorage, and I think we've given you a naval logistics court already. Yes, we have. Darep, we're turning into a proper... Yeah, we're turning that into a proper citadel, aren't we? So that's fine. In terms of our fleets, we've got pretty powerful fleets going on, but I feel like we could always do with more. And we are vastly over capacity, which only really adds to our cost more than anything. But I don't know what we're expecting going forward. There's a lot of border gore going on. And as a reminder, we are still on slightly lowered graphics to help Stellaris try and cope with the issues that it goes under. Okay, council election imminent. I imagine we'll stick on it. Let's just have a look. We should stay on it, and so will Muthonus, and so will the Lippian Blessed Covenant. I would like to find a way to deal with the Lippian Blessed Covenant in some ways. I don't know if that's going to be possible. Okay, looks like the Pan-Galactic Recycling Initiatives will be next. I'd still like to relocate the Galactic Market. It's going to be a while before I can push that forward, although it is actually... It's slowly going up the rankings, so that's fine. Just need to get ourselves prepared. I don't know if we're expecting a war in heaven or something else, but either way, I imagine it's still going to be very good for us. The Quantum Catapult will be fun, because then that allows us to just jump ourselves around to other parts of the map, which will just be inherently a fun thing to do. Unaraya, you might be able to build a mega structure here. You could build an Equatorial Band or a Dyson Swarm. There's no point building a Dyson Swarm on a 2.
Ship augmentations completed.
Okay, ships upgraded, excellent. What about Suia? We're actually doing okay there. We might want to think about some ability to increase our materials somewhat. Like an Equatorial Band. We'll put one down there. I'm just intrigued. I can't actually remember what the Equatorial Bands do. It's been quite some time since we've made one. The Gagassians have built another science nexus. I think that's their second. They're doing pretty well for themselves. How is our science nexus going? I think we have one up here in Pash. No, that's the Dyson Swarm. Apologies. That's still taking quite some time to upgrade. Is it possibly in Barban we have one? I think it's Barban here where we've got the Science Nexus up and running. Up at 84%. So it is coming along. It's going to take a while, of course, but that's fine.
Technological acquisition successful.
We've unlocked the Quantum Catapult. That sounds very fun. Gateway construction. I don't know if we want gateways. I mean, being able to travel through them pretty quickly would be useful. My concern is I feel like other people may do so as well. Cloud Lightning might be nice. Or we could go for some other stuff. Barrier Point Defense. Or we could just go for better shields, which I think we'll do. We'll take hyper shields here. It's only going to be, what, 53 months? And I'm going to get one of my construction ships, which I should have. Well, you're building an equatorial band, but that won't take you very long. Once you've done that, do you want to build a quantum leap? I need to work out how to actually where those can be built. I might put down an orbital ring in Roman as well. Just have some extra defences. That would probably be a useful idea. Have an intel level of 100 on 5 different empires simultaneously. That's a fun achievement.
Construction complete.
There's so many achievements in Stellaris that I never try and actively push for one, but it's always it's always fun when I manage to just pick one up from out of nowhere. Right, so you're building the equatorial band. That won't take you too long. And then you're going to come over here and build a orbital ring. Presumably around Roma. That's fine. We also we finally managed to fix our consumer goods problem at the cost of minerals going down. So we'll sell some of these. And we'll actually buy some minerals. They're not going to be that expensive. We'll just buy some so we don't run out anytime soon. We might be thinking about upgrades fairly quickly going forward. The Salimi mediators we now pretty much surround as a federation. I don't think they're actively against us at the moment.
Alert. Non-standard space entity encountered.
It's something we're going to have to watch out for. I also imagine that at some point there'll be a big war between ourselves and the Covenant, or the Hallowed Partnership I should say. I would love to find a way to break these guys up. And to find a way to cause some issues to the Lipians. Because they're just so overwhelmingly powerful. I don't know if that comes from fleets, but I think most of it comes from economy. 4911, I mean, just look at their comparative power, it's just incredible. Gather information. Wouldn't mind sparking a diplomatic incident, but we need to up our infiltration level to do that. Well, we'll start with gather information. I don't think we're going to have much success, to be perfectly honest. We'll come back to that in time if it works. Yeah, maximum infiltration level is only 10. We might be able to increase that over time. They're just so powerful. And currently they are due to win. I'm hoping any major crisis arrives down in the south and tears through them. We'll have to see. I'm getting some favours from other envoys. The Economics Conservers, they're a foreign empire, aren't they? Yes, they are. Patronising, but their fleet power isn't necessarily that much worse. That's good. I'm just trying to think if there's anyone else we can bring in. Most people are now aligned one way or another. Apart from the fallen empires, of course, but they're not gonna join a side. And we are not the Federation President. President is the new Tan, and I just need to check the succession type. It's on rotation. I wouldn't mind changing that to a different... I wouldn't mind changing that to, the strongest, potentially. That would probably be us. Or we could challenge. That'd be fun. Or we could lower, perhaps, the amount of... We could lower the amount of fleet contribution. But these guys wouldn't go with it. Federation fleet construction is only the leader. Just trying to think if there's anything else here that we can add. I wouldn't mind adding diplomatic into this. So more influential members with more power. I'm going to send that off to vote. Because it means that it takes away from the small vassal states having as much power It's myself, the Nutans, and the
Technological
Gagassians.
acquisition successful.
Which honestly I think is wise, just for the three main powers. Ancient some of these texts I've never seen before. Shows you how often I actually make it to this stage of the game. Ancient cavitation collapses. Interesting. Bioreactors, fleet command warfare, create resort worlds. We'll go for the fun weapon, why not? I don't know if we'll use it, but it's RKO text, that sounds fun in general. Okay, so that's now passed. So what does that do to voting? I imagine... Yeah, diplomatic weight. That's interesting. Technically we're actually in third place in terms of economy, but let's actually have a look at this. I think this is the one that matters. Yeah, diplomatic weight, I think we win by quite some way. So we've got so many of these little piddly states that I didn't want everyone to have the same amount of votes. President decides, or we can push to majority voting. Yeah, we'll push for a majority vote war declaration. So it's not purely the president. I think that would be wise. So now we're just changing some Federation law to get ourselves ready. So that passes. So that means we could probably get ourselves going to war as well. Invite members, I think we'll leave as unanimous. That feels fine, at least for now. Free migration, separate treaties. That was the one which was causing so much problems for us. We're very centralised, to be honest. Interesting. Well, now I'm intrigued now to see what happens if we try and declare war. We could kick off pretty much the biggest war in existence, I reckon. If I was to declare war here, look at this. Look how many people would get involved. Oh my word. Not that we have a war that we can do, but I would love to... Is there no way for us to break up this federation? Not that we can actually declare war at the moment. I mean, let's say we actually went over to these guys here, the Covenant Mathonis. If I was to declare war against them, yeah, I can maybe try get an allegiance war going, or conquer. Question is, who actually is it that we need to get? I'm trying to remember who we got the secret fealty from. So if we go to relations, I think we have a secret fealty from someone. From the Plisman Dynastic Union and the Bebekians. Well, we don't want to get secret fealty from the Plismans. These guys, the Interstellar Bebekians. Well, they could join the Nation of Perishing Lights. That wouldn't be a bad thing. To bring them on side, I suppose. Wouldn't be a bad decision. I mean, the more people we can push onto our side, the better. Politically. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that we might be able to bring on side. Because if we set off this war, it's going to be a huge one. I mean, even the Ralaketh have just got a bunch of stuff. I mean, I can support their independence. These guys are fanatic spiritualists. They're not going to say... They're not going to say yes, to be honest. Goodness me. I mean, do we kick off a major conflict? I feel like a lot of our members are quite small member states, whereas these guys have a lot more powerful members in their union. So I'm going to hold off for now. And we've constructed our science nexus. Excellent. That was up here in Barban, I believe. Science nexus site. We're going to... So far, I don't think it actually gives us any upgrades, but we'll start getting that upgraded. So it takes 10 years, so we'll see if we can get the majority of this constructed before the end of the actual campaign. If we could influence some more people over to us, I mean, the Ralaketh I would love to bring over to us, but I don't think that's going to happen. And I could build a spy network here and try and influence them, but I don't. Again, I think their espionage is very strong. There's a new law
Construction
going.
complete.
So, Council announcement, founder of the Voliots. Interesting. So, the Lipian Blessed Covenant has more diplomatic weight than before. That's very interesting. So, it's not the So, the Foundation of Voliots, these guys, have 25% less power. I wonder if we actually don't want them for that to happen to them. Granted, they're a bit all over the place. I don't want that to pass. Because the Lipians have only put this through because the Lipians don't like the Voliots, so I'm going to oppose this. Oh, that's going to get close. But we might be able to bring people over to our side. We don't want to give the Lipians the benefit of getting more powerful. I don't think that's a very good idea. Can we get some more stuff from our mercenaries? Excellent. Oh, some people just pulled out though. The Lipians just pulled out of that. Look, now we're winning. A bunch of people, the Lipians have just pulled out, so now they're abstaining for the time being. Because I see no real reason to give the... Oh yeah, they're really abstaining now. I see no real reason for the Voliots to be kind of demeaned that way, to be honest. We've lost a research agreement with the Gugan Order. Fine, so be it. The Gugan Successor Khanate. I would establish an embassy here. So I wouldn't mind proposing them as a subject. I mean, I may as well bring them in. I don't see why I wouldn't. The Precutran Stella, I don't know if we still need. So we'll bring these guys over for the time being. In an effort to... I won't bring them into the Federation, but I might propose subjugation, see if that works in our favour. I'm not thrilled by the Lipians being so very strong as they are. Okay, the Beldrons have built a gateway, so be it. We're currently working on an impenetrable border. Just at some point we're going to have a really, really powerful group of ships arrive, and that's going to be a real problem for us. What do we want to do here? Let's go for we may as well go for a fleet academy to give some ships some extra experience. Let's also do some arcane technology, get a bunch of physics, and find some peaceful applications, and make everyone a little bit happier. That feels like an inherently useful thing to do. I'm worried. I don't want to kick off I was about to say global conflict, but a kind of space-wide conflict. I mean, I could get these guys on side for sure. but they're not that useful. I mean, let's have a look. If we were to offer them, I just want a sensor link for a while, and I'll give them some monthly food, just to ensure that goes past. Okay. I mean, they've got some fleets, but nowhere near as much as some other people. But if we went down here to come with Venice, they are friendly with us. I just want to break up this federation. It's so powerful. If I was to declare war, can't do anything there. But if I was to go to the Libyans, I think I can. No. Well, we used to be. We did have an option to actually declare war, but not for the time being. Oh, here we go. Allegiance War. Secret fealty. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different people. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But some of these guys are incredibly small. I don't know if that's... I mean, it would take so long for some of the new Tans to even get over to us. I mean, they would presumably fight with these guys over on the western side of the Empire. Or the galaxy, I should say. But it's not worth it purely just to bring one small Empire state over to our side. I think that would be silly. As much as it would be fun to do, I don't know if it would really be worth it overall. Okay, let's go back to here. This can just have some anchorages, that's fine. It's not a major station. And we'll give them a naval logistics capacity. Direct, I think, has finally been upgraded. It has. So it's going to have a bunch of gun batteries. As many as it can get away with. So, more gun batteries there. Then it's going to have a target unpick computer. You'll have a defense supergrid. That's interesting. The Fatician Star Compact. Let's have a look. They're under the Praku Transstellar. Oh, they're tiny, aren't they? Oh no, we can't go to war just for that tiny little empire. That's not worth it. I would like to say it is, but it's just not. It wouldn't be worth it, in all honesty. That is a lot of fleet power for the Salimis. Goodness me. They must be going decadent fairly soon, though. Purely because I think it's after 20 years they start having the decadency issues come in. If I remember correctly. I mean, I might be remembering wrong. Take a defense grid supercomputer, a comms jammer, and then a disruption field generator, and then we'll give you just a bunch of defense platforms and cannons as well. I think that would be a wise decision. Get direct up and running like the rest of these places. Sumonetta, you can have an ion cannon. I don't know if you've already got one, but you can have another. There we go. Problem is that it's going to be really hard to actually get any more space now. It's more just about getting ourselves ready for an inevitable crisis that shows up at some point, which it will, and we're going to need to be ready for it. And just keeping an eye on the fallen empires nearby, because they will also have something to say about the matter. I may well activate Blade of Huntress, but I'm probably going to wait until we're actively at war. Of course, I could activate the Heads of Tsar clans, but we're already so much over our naval capacity. I don't think that will be a problem. Eurus is actually set up as a defensive platform, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll upgrade Eurus as a citadel. It's not particularly useful as a citadel, but we may as well get it set up as one. Okay. Okay, so espionage event has happened. Okay, so we've gone up +5, which is useful with the Lipians in terms of our espionage. That's not going to stay that way forever. Well, I thought he'd pushed us up, but it hasn't really. Okay, now it's pushed us up. I don't know how long we've got the infiltration level for. Let's push us up to 15, so we're going to have to keep on working here to keep on increasing. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to maybe go for Smear Empire. We'll have to see. The thing is, we're just not set up for espionage. It's not what we're good. We're not good at that as an empire. It's not really what we've been setting out to do. Let's pick up some more of our exotic gases. We're always going to need more of them. That's a good way to spend our energy quickly. Right. I mean, we could actively go to war with these people. I don't know. I mean, if I could vassalize these guys, these would be great. Pro-subjugation. I mean, they're not going to say... Look at their loyalty. They're not going to say that, are they? They're not going to... I mean, if I could... Actually, I mean, look at their loyalty. It's not that far off. And if I pause this, if I was to contribute them... If I was to give them some stuff... No, but they wouldn't, because they're in a federation. But they're not that... If they weren't in the Federation, they would not be that far away. But because they're in the Federation, they're never... I mean, let's see how much I can... Even if I gave them all the stuff in the world, it's not going to change their opinion by that much, is it? I mean, also this would essentially cripple my economy. To do so, I'm just curious to see if this is even a possibility. If I was just to give them, like, all the independency in the world... So I couldn't do it with these guys, but I might be able to do it with a smaller, less powerful empire. Government Mathonis, I don't suppose you want to become a vassalized state, do you? I mean, you're also not going to say yes because you're part of it, but I'm going to give you as much benefits as possible. See, though, they would actually have loyalty, but again, they're part of a... I could easily buy out some of these guys if they weren't in a federation. So who could we maybe bring in? I mean, let's see if we can bring the Successor Khanate in. Well, we need to get more relations with them.
Technological acquisition successful.
Okay, this weapon is up and running now. So it's good at both armor, penetration and damage, so very much armor heavy. Ooh, this is something I need to grab, I think. Although we can get plus 25 naval capacity, it's not that much. Ascension Theory. It's another perk unlocked, and Unity Ambitions unlocks a set of powerful and expensive edicts called Unity Ambitions. 59 months, but very much worth doing.
Construction complete.
Very much worth doing, I would say. So we'll get that cracking along. Got some heavy techno in the background. Chim, I know we're technically rivals. We don't have to be rivals any longer. I know you're fanatic spiritualists, but I'm happy to end the rivalry with you guys now that I've got the new Tanzil side. I'm happy to, like, make you guys friendly. I don't see why we wouldn't try to bring these guys back on side, the Chims. So I may even send someone to improve relations, although I know the new Tans won't be happy about this. Who can we send over? We'll send one of these guys over from the good successor Carnate. See if we can bring these guys back on side. Because we may as well. Pash we may as well upgrade to a further citadel. And we're at max food. That's one we haven't seen in a while, so we'll sell some of that. I'll get this guy upgraded to a citadel as well. The more tokens we can get upgraded to a citadel, the we may as well do. You know, we're producing plenty of alloys a month. I don't know if it's worth going to war over anything. Could we maybe offer fealty to people who've given us their secret fealty? I'm not sure I can actually do. I probably can't do that if they're under another. Because they're probably under. Yeah, they're under someone else's rule, so we're not gonna be able to offer it to them. So if there's a war in heaven, this is going to be absolutely chaotic. Absolutely chaotic. Man, the Lipians are just everywhere, aren't they? They're up here, they're down there. I just don't know if we'd win. That's the only problem I have with all of this. If they're superior to us at this stage, they must have a ton of military prowess. So if we go to situation log, military fleets, I'm just trying to see. I mean, a lot of their power is their economic strength, so maybe if we could up our economic strength, that would be a good way for us to win. Because the rest of them, I mean, they've got more systems and colonies, which of course is helping with everything, as is their pops. We've got more subject empires, and of course we have relics, but I don't think we're going to get any more relics now. How's this doing? Oh, that's definitely going to fail. Looks like everyone else pulled out of doing that because we opposed it. That's good. Okay. Oh, some people will try, but I think that's going to fail. Crisis declaration, good order. Could we declare them as a crisis, I wonder? All members of the galactic community declare a total war against the target, which can only end when one side is destroyed or the resolution is repeated. We already have a pending resolution, but maybe we could get it past the Lipians. Okay, alien megastructure, the Common Thonis have taken on the challenge of building a science nexus. Common Thonis, as always, are overreaching, although I'm sure they're actually going to manage it. I might actually withdraw this at the moment because I'm going to see if I can get some support in against the Lipian Blessed Covenant. I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest, but we might get some friends to join in with us here. I mean, that's what, we're at 70,000 already. I don't think many other people are going to support this, but I could maybe put it to. I mean, I could put it to emergency measure. I don't think the Lipians would pass it. I mean, the Libyans are powerful, so I don't think that would happen. But you know what? Let's see how that goes. It could prove good in the future, or maybe we could take out one of the less important empires, like the Methonis or the Praku. Or for me, actually, the Ralaketh. I know they're friendly with us. Who are you overlorded to? You're onto the Praku. Can I support your independence? I don't think you would say yes. We're not interested in the display. Hopefully future administrations will not make use of it. Okay, we'll also... okay, well, I'm not going to propose fealty, but we'll see if that comes to anything. We're now just trying to influence people from elsewhere, really. Now, we have an orbital ring on Roma, which is cool. We didn't... It's a starbase, but it's going to be useful. So I can put a habitation module, a orbital shipyard, orbital anchorage, defensive guns. I think there's only... I mean, we may as well upgrade this before anything else, and then go from there. And it'll give extra districts to Roma, which probably desperately needs... it doesn't actually desperately need them yet, to be honest. Although it could, of course, take some additional mining districts, which would not be a bad thing. Yeah, if we could get the Ralaketh out, we could take a bunch of this land, which would be pretty useful for us, actually. Okay, I can't put in I can't put in an emergency measure, but I might be able to just bump this up the. I might be able to bump this up the list. Crash and burn, Libyans, I want you dead. So when's this? Okay, this should end pretty soon, in another couple of years, and we'll see if we can. We'll see if we can do some influencing from the sidelines.
Successful.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but you know, if it does, great. Artificer output up, disruptor, UV lasers, Tokian sensors. Oh, that's pretty good. Plus 15 tracking. But at the same time, I wouldn't just mind having an additional 5% shield points. Well, that's 166 months away. That's too long for us to wait. We've only got 75 years now. We've got to make good use of our time. We'll actually go for the Artificer output because that's going to increase our economy, which will hopefully increase our diplomatic weight, or diplomatic weighting. So that feels inherently like a good thing. We'll also upgrade all our defences as best possible with these new shields we have. These should provide a pretty good benefit. So Unaraya, Bombala, this other one I can't hope to pronounce, Barban, Sumaneta. All our major defensive hubs can have these. As can any of the other ones.
Ship augmentations completed.
Where's that new one we were making? It was
Ship augmentations
it wasn't
completed.
it was direct. That's the one I'm after. But they're still upgrading things. That's fine. We'll let direct continue on its way for the time being.
Ship augmentations
You
completed.
just go back to where you were.
Construction complete.
I think we're increasing our fleet power, which is useful. We've been rivaled by the Chims. Oh no, they've ended their rivalry. Excellent. Chims, do you want to come aboard with us? That'd be wonderful. Have an embassy. That's fine. They're harming our relations, but hopefully that won't stay that way. I don't think that we would ever get them into our federation unless they came as a subject.
Ship augmentations completed.
We'll see how that goes. But I see no real reason for them to be I see no real reason for them to still be enemies with us. And they're one of the few still independent empires. And they give the Newtans a friend down there, like an ally. Which was inherently like a useful thing to do. So maybe that would work in our favour. I don't know, however, but I think you feel like it might have some effect at least. Let's have a look at Roma here. It's being upgraded. I mean, it's not going to do that much extra stuff, but it, you know, it will probably help Roma to improve slightly. We should probably make Abrez into a proper starbase as well. So we'll get this upgraded. It's going to take a while for it to get up to snuff, but from there we'd be pretty good. Let's up this Dyson swarm, because economy does account for a lot of the benefits here in terms of diplomatic weighting, so it's pretty important actually that we get things upgraded, even if we're not necessarily using them at the moment. I just think it will be useful in the long run. Let's just make sure this one, I think, is already being upgraded. That's what we just upgraded. Excellent. This one here is upgrading. Pretty much anywhere we've got a mega structure, we're going to upgrade it. Just to keep on working on our economy. And we should probably just get more mega structures down whenever we can. So maybe one in Sathama even, sorry. Have a Dyson Swarm here. It's only +2, it's not great. Maybe you can build maybe you can build something else instead. Build a equatorial band on there. It's +19. I can't remember what it does, but I'm sure it's useful. Let's sell off some of our consumer goods. And we need to buy some more minerals because we are at max energy credits. Oh, I don't mean to sell them. Fine, we'll buy these back. There we go. Where's some other construction? There's another construction shape here at Pash. See if there's maybe something we can build here. Another mega structure. Science Nexus, Dyson Swarm Array. It's not as useful there. Ooh, Zempek. Zempek could have one for sure. Build mega structure, Dyson Swarm Array. That's going to boost up our physics research. I mean, it's not so much economy, but it's still pretty useful. Let's see if we can build a mega structure here. Dyson Swarm, there we go. For some reason they can't build it, so I don't know why that's the case. It's strange you can't build one. Praku have declared war on... Is that a fallen empire? The Turkish provisioners? No, it's not. What about Nunki? You could build a Dyson Swarm here, surely. No. For some reason, this guy does not want to build any mega structures. Very strange. But look at this. Pash is starting to give us a lot of trade and a lot of physics from this mega structure, which is excellent. But yeah, any mega structures that we can improve, we will.
Construction complete.
Start a war with these guys. That's a pretty big fight, actually. So that's the Hallowed Partnership versus these guys here. Where are these guys on the map, actually? Interesting. These are also some of the independent faction, some of the independent states down here at the bottom of our complicated series of alliances. The Chims, the Voliots. Tezabad and the Huvans are attacking the Praku and all of the Hallowed Partnership. I wonder if they all go down there, we might be able to take advantage up north and really push. Like if they're all going to go down to the bottom end of the galaxy, which it looks like they might be doing, then we might be able to take advantage. We'll have to see. If we see a lot of ships start to clear out here, we may well go to war with the Hallowed Partnership. Because that could be a useful time for us to claim some land here at the Covenant of Mathonis, and also over here with the Ralaketh. Let's just make sure our claims are in order. So we already claimed the majority of the land we want to around here. I wouldn't mind taking Lishval, to be honest. Let's also take these bits here. There we go, make some more claims, wonderful. Because we would want to take this land if possible. Because we want to knock down the power of this Hallowed Partnership.
Construction complete.
Just because I'm worried about them, to be honest. Okay, the council announcement of the Voliots will have failed, which is useful.
Alert.
Then we've got a migration treaty there from these guys here. Xenophile materialists. But no, they're our vassal state. I don't really want to do that. We'll launch the agenda here, impenetrable borders. And let's think about something else we want to maybe do. I want something which is going to help us grow. Trade value up 5% would not be bad. On monthly unity. But we're already moving that in the right direction. Let's actually take Favoured Society. Because we're doing pretty well in terms of our energy credits at the moment. We could also try to take over some Fallen Empire land. Like the Stelimes or the Urzo Vestiges. Because they're only equivalent to us. So if we all part into Urzo...
Construction complete.
If we all part into the Urzo Vestige, we could probably take these guys out. I mean, granted, they're extremely powerful. But with enough numbers and enough people just fighting them, we can maybe take out the Urzo Vestige, and that might be a better fight for us. Because I don't know if we're actually destroying any of the stagnant ascendancies actually gives us anything useful or not. They do look horrifying. So that may be an option. Okay, once this part... Oh, wow, this has gone right back down to the wire again. I think it's going to fail, though. Just. The Voliots survive. So now we go back to community here. I want to go down to the Lipian Brest Covenant. And it's going to go down as an emergency measure. I don't think it's going to pass. I can call in some favours, but I was just curious to see how this went. I could call in some favours here. So from the Gagassians and the Nutans. Although I'm lacking in the influence at the moment. That would only still give me what, 45,000 extra support. But if they were to join us, so might others. So that is interesting to me. Because if we could declare them a crisis, it would take them out of the game, and we would presumably then be top, you would think. And that would be pretty useful. Clearly this is not going to pass currently, But like I said, if I can get these other guys on side, that might swing some of the smaller states over to join us. So yeah, we declared this. I don't think it's going to pass, unfortunately. We're still getting more dividends from our mercenaries. Excellent. It could work. It might work, but it's going to have a lot of... It's going to have to be a lot of things we do politically to even make this a potential for it to work, and at the moment it doesn't really seem to be doing so. But you know, that might change. Here we're just going to try and influence things from the sidelines at the moment. Still a lot of fleets here, but they are moving down. That's a lot of fleets. Look at that. I mean, that's just the Mathonists and the Lipians. How much have the Lipians got there? 70,000, 100,000, 180, 270, 350, 420, 460, 550. Just the Lipians by themselves. We don't have that, do we? Now we've got, what, 300,000, 390, 460. We're not far off. But my concern is that everyone else, I think, here would... I think they have more powerful supporting factions than we do. And that's just a problem for us. We need to find a way to get the Lipians out here. Maybe I shouldn't have declared them. I shouldn't declare the Lipians a crisis. Perhaps I should have declared a smaller faction within this area, potentially as one of them. Chims, would you? I would love for you guys to be. I would love for you guys to be friends. If I give you some stuff, I'm happy to give you quite a lot of things here. Now, I've got plenty of consumer goods, and I know you love consumer goods. So here's like, maybe not 200, like 100 consumer goods a month for 30 years. It's a lot. And I know you're fanatic spiritualists, but if I could bring you on side, that would really help us out, I think.
Alert. Non-standard space entity encountered.
And I really think that would make you like us a lot more. Now we're trying to go political, but the problem is it's probably a little bit too late to become political, but we'll see if we can make this work. So that they're definitely going to like us a bit more from that. Favorable trade deal of 100. We are allied to their rivals, which of course isn't going to help anything. I'm actually going to get more people improving relations here. I don't think we need these guys here anymore. The more people I can get improving relations, the better, I would say. Because actually, I know that we weren't great friends with the Chims, but now I think we could be. And bringing them on side would not be a bad thing at all. Because this universe is very divided between right and left, so to speak. And we will also start getting favours from the Chims, which is not by any means a bad thing. We could form a commercial pact, but we can't do that because of Federation law. Let's buy some more exotic gases. We always need more exotic gases. We could maybe go to our Federation and see if they would take separate treaties. I don't know how that would affect things. I'm just intrigued to see. I mean, this would pass by a long way, so we'll send that off to vote. Hopefully, that won't mess things up in the future. But we'll send this off to vote. It should pass. I don't see why it wouldn't. And actually, there'll be less cohesion problems within our Federation.
Communications alert.
So now we should get stuff from other people. I don't know. I don't want migration treaties. That's probably the only things I don't want. But we're heading in the right direction. We're building trust because we've got an embassy. Federation-wise, they will not join the Federation with the Gagassians, Polissimans, Newtans, Pius, Tezantocracy, and all the other ones as well. So they're not going to want to be friends in terms of Federation. I think we might be able to get them in as a subject empire, though. I reckon we might be able to buy their allegiance. The Chims. I don't know, but I think we might be able to.
Communications alert.
I do not want migration treaties, especially with the Covenant of Mathonis. Yeah, I think we can make something work here. But we just need a bit more positive relations and trust with these guys yet. We're willing to trust you, more exceptionally, we're willing to be trustworthy. Which, for a ruthless capitalist, kind of corporate crook, that's pretty good. There's going to be a bunch of things happening in the world now. But like, they're equivalent to technology and economy. Then they're not going to want to be part of the Federation, obviously. Or even as they won't associate with the Gagassians, Newtans, or others. Presumably because they're quite heavily spiritualist. But I wonder if we might be able to influence that as time goes on. Branch office set down on Poison Lakes, excellent. How's this going? The only people who want to join us are the True Gugan Hordes or the Gugan Order, because they are our vassals. I think this is going to be a real tough chance to get this done. But we'll bring in all the favours we can. We've got 140. I'm just intrigued to see if this would even flip any other server to our side. I mean, the Gagassians are pretty strong diplomatic. Have a pretty strong diplomatic weight. Oh, they're so powerful. I mean, really, they're our only major foothold at the moment to winning. But if a crisis turns up, which inevitably will at some point, then that will inevitably become the much bigger problem. We will reverse arcanes and technology, please. Get a bunch of that, and we'll also go for some additional happiness, because happiness equals better workers, and that should always be useful. Poison Lakes, you can have some more jobs, and also take some mineral districts as well. We need to make sure everyone's got some jobs here. Wettage Dry, you can have your monument upgraded. Wettage Prime needs some additional houses. So we'll build them that. So we are moving in the right direction, and we're trying to. Now we're just trying to up our economy in an effort to really increase things. I'm not going to upgrade to Orbital Wing 3 just yet. So what do we want to do here in the meantime? Let's put down a habitation module. I don't think we need an anchorage. It's not very useful to me. We'll go for some guns. I think actually the buildings are going to be the more interesting things here. So, educate some technicians from farmers. Trade value goes up. Let's actually go to Roma and have a look and see what's going to be most useful for us here. I don't know how much trade it creates. I don't think it's that much. 509. I was clearly mistaken. Because if we get all these ring worlds up across the Empire, that would not be a bad. These orbital rings up around our stations, that would not be a bad thing to do either. I mean, energy doesn't contribute for much though. We could also go for something shields related. We get a defense grid supercomputer, that increases it even further. Comms jammer. The Gigamall, that's more trade value. Let's go for the Gigamall, see how that goes. But I'll tell you what do you think's there? As we try influence things from the sidelines, we'll have to see how things go in future. There's only, 83 years left until the end of the campaign. So depending on how things go, maybe another 10 parts. But I'm expecting a much bigger crisis to arrive in the near future. So we continue to influence things from the sidelines. Not very successfully. We'll see how things go. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.